Hello and welcome. We're here today to play some bits of Gravel, the new game from Milestone. I'm Michele Caletti, R&D programmer.
I'm Luca Cafasso, game designer.
We're going to have some 40 minutes together. We'll play through some of the quick races of the game, and at the end we'll keep some minutes for questions. So meanwhile, while you see the game being played by us, if you feel that you have some question to ask, do it and we'll try to answer at the end. Today we're going to make some quick races. The game offers a lot more, but we'll try to cover some of the environments, settings and cars and vehicles available in the title. Let's start in Namibia, one of the most beautiful environments, with an ASX, a Mitsubishi ASX. Namibia is one of the races that we call the cross-country races. I had a moment. The cross-country races that are point-to-point races. These races are made not like usual circuits. These races have a starting point. You rush through the wilderness and reach the end point at the other end. And we'll do it today with a medium-sized SUV that is some way in the middle of what you can find in the full game. You can find also rally cars, but also larger trophy trucks. Let's start the race, and we'll see that this setting is particular because it's a fast-paced setting. It's something that is on the extreme. So you are going to have also more technical races, more rhythm-paced races, but this one is full flat out and pedal to the metal style. Gravel is an arcade style racer, so it's something quite unusual for us, but we wanted to make it because it's something that we feel it's missing from the market and is requested by the players as well. It's something that somehow it's been said to be similar to other games like Sega Rally or MotorStorm, and it's somehow true, but it's got its own spirit, its own style. And it's not so extreme like other arcade style racers, so there's no nitro or there's no weapons or whatever. It's still rooted in reality, so the cars are all real and the physics are quite realistic somehow. While you can pull out some stunts, huge jumps and beautiful maneuvers, there's still a very physical behavior, and all the cars are modeled different from the others. So let's see, we have started in medium setting as a difficulty, and there's a variety of other settings. You can mitigate the difficulty of the race in terms of steering helps, automatic braking and etc. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I got a 4th position, so it's fun to ride.
You can feel comfortable with a third-person camera, but you can also switch to a first-person, a variety of first-person cameras. We have a fully functional cockpit, but also bonnet views. So you can choose the one you like the most, and you feel more suitable for the race, because here it's quite fast-paced, so maybe you can feel more the speed from the third-person camera. And you can see the blue gates. These are the blue gates you have to pick, or else you are respawned, because it's somehow a navigation race, navigation challenge. So you have to catch the gates, but otherwise the trajectory is more or less free to be tackled in these very wide environments.
Yeah, right now I'm having this fight with Mr. Weifeng. Oh, they're touching me. It's very cool, the difference between each vehicle category. Right now I'm having this sub that is kind of an average class for the game. So I don't have spikes of power, but I have good control for this environment.
Yeah, and this is, yes, I was saying medium-sized SUV. It's more or less, it's not so underpowered. It's quite powerful, but it's also quite heavy. Rally cars on the other side are more or less the same power or more, but are even lighter. So you can feel the different balancing. And we have also even bulkier vehicles in the game.
will show you a bit of the selection. So we move for the next race. I got this third position. So for the next race, I will raise the difficulty. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe try. And you have noticed that we have some score on the top when you do some stunt maneuver. These are the points you pile up in all the game modes of the game. These points will unlock new cars or even new liveries, because the stock liveries are the real ones from the real models. Many of you will recognize some iconic liveries, but we've been able to create custom liveries with the manufacturers in order to have more variety inside the game. This is
so in this demo we will show just the stock liveries, so we don't unveil some content that you can unlock while playing.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil too much.
But now I will pick this Subaru from 2003.
Wow, one of my favorites.
So luckily I will ride, so I will enjoy. I will change also the weather in order to show you a bit of
variation. Yeah, because there's a lot of variation. You can, depending on the track, on the location, you can have different daylight settings or different weather situations like rain, snow, obviously depending on the setting. And this will change also gameplay, because driving in midday or driving at night imposes a very different challenge for understanding where the road goes, where the AIs can be overtaken, etc. And we were saying that today we're going to play only quick races, but the game offers a lot more. The game features a career mode that is called the Off-Road Masters. The Off-Road Masters is a fictional TV show. So you're going to enter as a rookie, then you're going to progress through episodes. Episodes are a group of events. These events can be tackled in a free order, so as long as you make enough stars that you're going to collect while you perform well in the events, you're going to be able to unlock the next events. The next events will eventually lead to boss fights. Each of the 4 disciplines, because we have told about 4 categories of cars, and this maps to 4 disciplines in the game. When you reach the boss, one of the 4 bosses of the 4 disciplines, you'll have a series of head-to-head challenges to beat him. You'll win his car and his liveries, and you'll go and progress. At the end of the season, you reach the final boss. The final boss is the winner of the first year of the show, and so is the master of all the disciplines. Beat him and you'll become the new king of the Off-Road Masters show. So there's plenty of content there, and there's plenty of game modes, because it's not only races, it's also different kinds of challenges like time challenges, gate challenges, head-to-head races, elimination races. So lots of mixes and matches of different settings, conditions, and racing challenges. So you're doing in 6. Yeah, this one is more difficult because it's a bit tighter.
And plus we raise the level of difficulty, so the AI is performing way better than before.
And also we noticed that this one is a closed circuit. You're doing the first lap out of 2. This is a very long race, and the challenge is different because the road is somehow tighter. You have not the wide spaces of the first race we've done.
In Namibia.
Tighter corners and a different way to approach it.
Look at the power of the dusk set.
Yeah, sometimes you have the sun in your eyes.
So in this track it doesn't affect too much the gameplay, but in other tracks you can have long parts of the track that is affected by the sun at dusk. So change a lot the gameplay and the way you must know the track in order to win.
And approaching the same track with different class of vehicles changes pretty much everything, because racing here with a trophy truck that is something like 3 times the weight of this car makes you approach the physical challenge with the other AI contenders in a very different way, and the way you manage the weight shift of your car or the balancing through the corners is very, very different. So there's a lot of variation in the environment in conjunction with the vehicle classes.
Yes, I can already tell you that coming from a SUV and having this Subaru, at least I needed 1 lap to get used to the power and performance of this car, and now I'm really enjoying.
And talking about the vehicle classes, we have the rally cars that we call the Extreme class, that are subdivided further in different subclasses, because we have grouped all the beautiful rally cars from the past, from the present, and they are very different for displacement, power, so we have narrowed in different groups the different cars, and we have, as you have already played, smaller SUVs. We have rally cross cars that are similar to rally cars but even more powerful, and we have the bigger trophy trucks. And these are the 4 categories of cars you can find in the game. So there's a lot of variation to be mastered in terms of vehicles, power, displacement, weight.
Yes, plus from a design perspective, we did a lot of fan service. Like we thought would have been really cool to drive in this different environment with so many vehicles, categories and styles.
Yeah, you're racing with a modern rally car, but there are also quite older rally cars or even contemporary ones. So there's a lot of things that player wanted, and we're pretty much happy to offer in gravel.
So if you saw with the AI this level of difficulty, I've been able
you're
to
in fifth.
fifth. I've been able to take this position at last. I should have needed more practice and focus, but still, it was a good competition.
The key to win probably is to keep up the speed, slide through the corners, and try to find good overtaking points. That usually is on heavy brakes when you have the hairpins.
Yes, also knowing the track pretty well, plus the vehicles you're driving, get used to it. Because as you mentioned before, the physics is pretty accurate, even being arcade style. So for the next race, I will let you drive.
Yeah, let me.
So let's see what you can do with the hard.
Let's go to a stadium, Florida Stadium.
So this kind of environment is designed.
Different layouts for each of the tracks, as you've been, and I'll take a very different vehicle.
So we go for trophy tracks this time. So the setting would be more like brawling.
Yeah, I'll take a Ford Raptor.
It's a very powerful beast.
And
let's go on
set
night.
it to night.
The shine.
Let me step down to medium, please.
Okay, it's fair. It's fair. I got beaten, so I understand.
Talking about the variety of the locations and trucks, we have seen already 2 kinds of trucks.
Yes.
We are going to see the third one, that are the stadiums, that are very compact, very tight, and there's a lot of rhythm, and you have to learn every corner, because it's very hard to find overtaking points in here. And then there's the fourth one, that are the rallycross trucks. They are real. They are the only trucks that are completely one-to-one to reality.
We're going to show you all of them. So now let's focus on the level design of the stadium. As you can see, they are focused on the spectacularity aspect of it. And plus, as track design is designed to be more a brawl kind of experience.
Yeah,
and,
to find a good overtaking here, I will have to slam into the as long as I can reach.
Plus, as I mentioned before, like now you're riding a trophy truck that slides a lot, so if you can get used to this driving style, you will be able to shine.
Yeah, it's heavy. I try to anticipate the corner, but it's heavy because at mid-corner it tries to put sideways, so I have to manage this. At
least if you don't get first, you will get a lot of show points to unlock your
I'll try to
leaderboards.
make a mistake to show you something. That is the rewind. All the milestone games have rewind feature. You can choose not to use it, disabling it from the menu, and you can basically have more reward if you remove some kind of help. But if you keep it, you can use it to cope with some major mistakes that we'll surely do before the race is over.
Okay, let's say that you don't like.
Let's rewind. I can get to a safe point and re-engage, hoping to do better.
It's also a good way to learn how to manage your vehicle.
Yeah, sometimes the challenge gets so physical with the other drivers that maybe some mistake will involve both of you in a disadvantage.
Yeah.
So I didn't perform too well as well.
That was a good choice
Well,
to
it's
pick
hard
medium.
to talk and play at the same time.
So
I leave you with a very different challenge.
we go back driving. I will set hard again because now I took the challenge.
Yeah, go with
So
it.
free race. Now we will go for a rallycross, and we go to Hell. This is based on a real track design, and we will produce it with the highest level of detail as possible. And we will drive with a speed cross car. We took a Volkswagen. Let me see. And it's a really performing car. So
Yeah, this one has 600 horsepower,
let's jump in it.
so pretty beast.
That the players prefer to see gameplay. So race option, let's set in down this time, so we cover all the aspect, but wet. Difficulty, I will set hard. Let's see what I can do.
One particular aspect of the rallycross stages is that they mix tarmac and dirt, and choosing wet somehow makes it less evident, the difference between the two, because the grip is somehow similar. But on dry it's going to be much more hard to manage the difference in grip between the two situations. The tracks are half tarmac and half dirt, so you have to know where you are and how to manage the different grip levels.
You can really feel the difference between terrain. Our physics designer worked hard to being able to reproduce the feeling and being able also to make it manageable with the scalability of the settings. Okay, as you saw, I went long this time. Now I'm on tarmac. I got a bit more control. Here I'm in a section of mud.
The AIs sometimes make intentional mistakes. This one has taken directly a pole down, and sometimes they make some collisions between them in a very realistic way. So not two races are quite the same over the time, even if you repeat with the same setting. And you can only add some randomness to the races with your contribution.
As you saw before, yes. Let's say that they feel the pressure. So.
And one of the things we don't have the chance to show today are the online modes, but there are 4 online modes. There's the quick race, obviously, the championship, but also some unconventional game modes for a racing game that are capture the flag. Maybe you're used to it in other kinds of games, and also King's Run. King's Run is a variation over capture the flag. Basically, there are more crowns instead of one flag. You have to get and keep for the most time. Rewind, use the rewind.
This is time for rewind.
Okay.
I'd try a more aggressive strategy for get a better position.
Okay.
But it's too much power.
Yeah, you had
control.
a huge gap. So King's Run is similar to capture the flag, but you have multiple crowns to keep instead of only one flag. So strategy changes a little bit, and this completes the online package. Let's see how the race evolves.
So as you saw, I'm getting more used to the gameplay of this car, so I can manage beautiful drift, but still it's not enough.
There's tons of highs and downs, and where you have to manage the grip, where you...
4th position. Let's say it hard, I got an average result. Need to practice more. So let's proceed. We want to show you more content, so we will go back to a cross country this time.
Yeah, one of my favorite settings with one of my favorite cars.
So I will try not to ruin your favorite car, but I don't guarantee. So we go to Alaska this time. There is a cross country, so you have a selection similar to Namibian, but in a totally different environment with totally different terrain.
Yeah, we have chosen to represent Alaska not in the usual way you say Alaska and you think about snow. We have tried to represent it in a different way that is in summer. So it's full of vegetation, full of sun, and so it's a different way to approach some kind of environment like this.
So I will take your favorite car, and is here. Here we go. I got some issue to find all the selection. And for the weather, what do you suggest?
We want to have maybe dusk.
So it's got dusk. Sorry, I left wet. This time we will not show you wet. We go for clear.
Let's go.
It's enough spectacular like this. And I love this car too. I hope I don't break it at the first turn. Let's see. And here, as you saw also probably in other tracks, there is also the water element that affects gameplay.
Yeah, because it slows you down when you splash into the fords.
Yeah, also the visibility. So let's start. Let's jump in. And here we go. We're at dusk. And it's a checkpoint race also,
yeah,
this one.
Again, we have wide road spaces, so in some situations it's more about finding the good trajectory and in order to get to the gate, but preserving a higher speed to keep the momentum, to keep the car going. Here you have to capture the flow.
Yeah, leaves a lot of interpretation. So the goal is that if you play more times the same track, you will get more expert to the different
and some of the routes have splits. So sometimes you see half of the AI pack going in one direction and half of the others going into one other direction. It's not about shortcuts because it's not one of the routes being shorter. It's pretty much equal, but you have to maybe try both and understand the one you can navigate the better.
Yeah, it's a choice up to the player, depending for many variables, which vehicle you're driving, against who you are. And
sometimes one of the routes is more flowing, the other one is more challenging. It's about managing also your risk.
Yeah. Here I'm keeping a high speed, but still I need to adjust my trajectory multiple times in order to make sure to don't get off-road at this speed. And as you see, you can get really fast, but there are a lot of obstacles that if you commit mistake...
Yeah, as long as you have some AIs in front of you, you can catch them as a point of reference, but when you've got you're in front, it's a bit tougher probably because you have to understand properly the road on your own.
Okay, Mika, I will ask you to... We have an issue with the television that wants to turn off, so I will ask you to push the button on the command. This is the beauty of the live. The television wants to abandon us. So, okay, I think you need to press OK button. Is that the controller? Okay, we fixed it. So we are gonna keep seeing the game. So I took against the 5th position, but I'm distracted by your talking. That's my excuse.
And my passing. Okay.
So as you saw, the car get also dirt. At least it's not damaged too much.
Okay, as a thank you for keeping the TV on, let me play the last one.
Yeah, you deserve it. Okay. So, Mikael, we show you the last track of this live.
Okay,
I think we show a bit of everything, but not too much, because we don't want to spoil. We will go in Mont Blanc on the Alps, and we will choose the last layout.
The last one, the long layout.
And here
I'll take one of the other favorite cars of my own that is the Celica.
Yeah, this is a big fan service. And this track is really cool because it's inside a snow setup, so be careful, it's slippery.
We take
let's show them the snowstorm
and snow.
So
you keep hard. Let's go with hard.
Let's see what you can do. I didn't did well, so. And
one last topic to cover is the DLCs. There's a pre-order DLC. The game is out on February the 27th, so quite soon. There's a pre-order DLC with some Porsche cars. Then there's a plan for more DLCs. Half of them will be paid DLCs, or half of them will be free, adding cars, locations, tracks. So that's a way to keep you entertained after the release of the game for some months. So there's a lot of things coming.
A lot of content.
Wow, this is challenging.
I think you need
Give me
to
my
rewind.
first rewind.
So
Here it's both slippery, limited visibility, challenging AIs.
So you get the most hardcore setup for today, and as you can see, the snow is affecting a lot of visibility, but our art direction was really good at matching what you can feel on the Alps during this weather.
Yeah, this one is one of the tracks that changes drastically when you change the weather, because when it's sunny, you can see all the beautiful mountains on the backdrop, and there's
Also the towns.
there is no snow pouring in your face, limiting the visibility. So it's changing a lot. It looks like a completely different setting.
Mr. Robinson is giving you trouble.
Yeah.
But at the end, in this way, you can have a really different experience. So matching track, weather, vehicle, and so here you have also ice section that you probably felt while driving.
Yeah, it's slippery everywhere basically, but in some corners you have an extra challenge.
Don't brake on the ice. and so you get the 6th position. If you get 1, you are at my level. We can play together against and we will have a big show. We'll be able to have a big show. So, and in Mont Blanc, what we can say is like each track, the level designer plus the physics designer try to mix different terrain and challenge and turns and tune it accordingly to the user experience.
I kept wrong the turn, and I made even more wrong the following one. When you lose your momentum in managing the speed and the weight, you're in trouble.
And the AI took the occasion to give you a 7th position, or no, the last position.
What an humiliation.
So I think I need to find somebody else to play with, otherwise we get bored. But anyway.
Maybe.
No. You still have 1 lap to go. I suggest you to rewind.
I thought I was ending, I rewind. Okay.
One thing that interesting I could say that we kept in the game a lot of scalability of the setting of the gameplay. So if you are a more hardcore gamer, you prefer a more realistic experience, so you can activate or deactivate a lot of helps.
And we are going to support also steering wheels. So arcade doesn't mean only play with the joypad. You can also play with steering wheels to have still arcade, but more physical and responsive and more sensitive experience.
Or yes, you can even go full simulation, having no UI that helps you, like the ideal trajectory that now you haven't seen, but because it's turned off.
Yeah, and all the things you turn off gives you an extra reward. So the more you remove in terms of helps, the more you get in terms of multiplication over the score you make at the end of the day.
And that permits you to unlock customization for the vehicle sooner, liveries. And so you recover 5th position with a bit of suspense, but you get my ranking.
Oof.
So good job.
Better than nothing.
Better than nothing. And this was the last track that we are going to show.
Yeah.
I think now we will move for the moment of questions, and we hope you enjoy. Let's see if
we've got some questions. Okay. Official demo. Is there going to be an official demo? Yes, there's going to be an official demo released more or less in time with the game. So you're going to be able to have a sneak peek of the game with a couple of tracks in one setting and some of the cars we've seen today, so covering a lot of ground of what you can experience in the full game. So that's a good chance to test the game as we've seen it today. Then, steering wheel support. Yes, so, we're going to support steering wheels.
There will be a large variety of steering wheels supported, and you have also a camera design especially for your setup of the steering wheel, the sim cam.
Yeah, we've seen that you have several bonnet cameras, and one of them is specially thought to have your steering wheel in front of the television
in order to blend,
to be completely immersed. Then cars list. How many cars? There are more or less 70 cars. We've seen that it's going to be in 4 different categories, and
there are even more. Car? My favorite car. I like the Fiat.
The
Abarth.
The Abarth 125.
Yeah. I like a lot. And what else we can say? There will be also cars coming in the DLC, like with the Porsche DLC. There will be extra content coming in terms of vehicles.
Yeah, there's a lot of iconic cars. We have 19 official manufacturers, spanning probably more than 30 years of rallying and off-road over all the categories. So there's a lot to play in Gravel. Yeah. Gravel is out on February the 27th for PlayStation 4, Xbox One and Steam PC. So see you soon, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.
Thank you. Ciao.